So Jaideep, it is so great to have you on Filme Shilmy. I think we've done so many interviews actually where you've always been with someone. So I think it's so nice to have you solo this time. So thank you so much for joining us. And
Thank you. Thank you.
Paatal Lok season 2.
Thank you.
All right, look,
Thank you.
I think when you began season 1, obviously Paatal Lok was a big breakthrough for you at that time. I think the
Yeah.
circumstances, the life experiences that you carried then were significantly different. Now when you have returned to season 2, how much of the breakthrough of experiences of the industry and sort of opportunities you've had since then, how much did that really help you, I guess, to explore this very more learned version of Hathiram for season 2? How much did that come handy?
Of course, it does. It does help you that you have lived some part of life and experienced new things and done few different roles also. And then, of course, we have gone through the journey of season one and understanding of Hathi Ram Chaudhary. And when you start reading the season two, so you have a better understanding in terms of how he behaves and why he behaves in a certain way. And when you start reading it, you have this idea. Okay, this is how it's gonna be if you put him in a certain situation. Uh, but it surprised me also how Sudip Bhai has written this season, and in a very very uh, internal Hathiram, which you have seen in season two. Season one was a little more outer world of Hathiram and his aspirations and struggle to life and everything else. But season two is in that sense, Hathiram is way more calmer and relaxed. Maybe not relaxed, I would say, uh, contented in a way, and accepted the fact that he's doing something which is uh, good for him, but he does not still does not have that pleasure of being in front of the job and but he has made some peace with the situations and but still he's Hatharam. He's the person who wants to know the truth of every single thing around him. If it's a case, it's he's unstoppable in terms of that he will get to the you know get to the core of it, what's actually happened. So, but season two was way more complex in that situation, way more complex situations to handle, and it's more of a very internal journey of Atara.
Hmm. I think for me, the highlight I think of the season for me, I think is that of course that car scene where you're sat with Ansari and you're sort of talking about about where Hathi Ram's coming from. And I think because obviously they were a bit like chalk and cheese in the first season, where
Yeah,
it was really beautiful, where it really spoke about differences, but then it also spoke about, the understanding of life and how there's always a commonality, no matter how different or,
yeah.
people can be. I would love to talk about that scene because I think that was also a very, like you said, it brought out his internal emotions, like you mentioned, and I
Yeah,
would love to know
yeah.
how that scene came about. It seemed like a
Well,
very natural scene.
yeah, yeah. But that scene was very important in few certain levels. Uh, in terms of when you read it first time, when I read it first time, I was like, uh, was not surprised by the reaction of Hatera because I somehow knew that he would say the same thing. But it was very refreshing to read those lines first time. And then I discussed it with the Sudip Bhai. That's the beauty of Sudip Bhai. He always surprises you in a very beautiful way. Uh, so there were very the different levels of uh, uh, importance of that scene. First of all, it was very on a very physical level. We were shooting in Kohima, and it was dark, and our the vehicle I was driving, the Jeep, was not working properly. So uh, yeah, that was a very physical problem we were facing. But when we started, shooting the scene, uh, uh, it was very interesting to understand. why Hathiram is saying this, because he's saying that I don't understand this. मुझे ये सब
mm,
समझ नहीं आता है, पर अगर तुझे लग रहा है कि ये सही है तो सब सही है. Or he's not angry about the fact that, oh, he did not tell me, or he is having some kind of relationship like this. He was angry
mm,
when Ansari was giving an excuse not to tell me this, that सर वो पता नहीं डिपार्टमेंट में अगर पता चलता तो लोग कैसे रिएक्ट करते. That's what made Hathiram, snap. So he was like, "Are you still thinking about those people who don't even care about you? Because they did not care about me. So I know how much they are important to me from their opinion. I don't matter to them. So don't think like that. If it's good for you, it's like for Hathiram, it's something. If something is important to me, it's important to me. Doesn't matter कि वो किसी और के लिए important है या नहीं है. If it might not be very important for the work or the police department, but it was very important for Hathiram to know the truth of the situation of the case. So that was very interesting scene. Secondly, I realized it very later on that that was the last conversation they had,
yeah.
physically sitting with each other. That was the last conversation they had. After that, there is there's no going back from that scene, because that's the last memory he has from Ansari. So it hurt Hathiram more when he had this feeling कि, oh, that was the last conversation I had, and I after that I could not pick the call from him. I did not pick the call. I could not. I did not pick the call. So yeah,
Mm,
in terms of that also, it was a very interesting thing.
hmm. Now, I think what I've always been very fond of, I think in terms of a lot of the works you've done, I think be it Razi, Vishwaroop, um, so many of the projects that you've been a part of there, even Paatal Lok season one, it really looks at geopolitical issues with a very, very soulful lens. And I think we're looking at issues that are not just centered at the epicenter of India, but they're kind of a global sort of thing and how it and the impact it has on India. I think for you, Jaideep, how important has it been to do stories where even if you are playing a villain, but there is a certain soul to them. So how difficult is it to kind of, especially like for example, Maharaj is a very good example. How difficult is it to kind of add a soul to someone who is essentially a villain or part of a story which is kind of addressing some very, very intense and important social subjects?
See, it's for as an actor, your job is to make that character believable. I think like that. If it's written on a paper and it comes to me, and it's my job to make that character believable in every sense, and you could relate to it in a different on a different way, in a different way that, oh, this man is not good for society, but still you can't ignore him. He's right there on your face. So my job, I simply think like that. My job is to make that character which is written on a paper and make it believable on screen and give justice to it. And then I have to understand what he's doing. Sometimes you need to understand what could be the mental space of that person. Or even if you don't understand that mental space, whatever he's doing, so the whatever he's doing in terms of action, whatever he's doing, you understand that and do it in complete you what complete believability. Your my believability into the actions of that character. Even if I don't get what he's thinking that point of time. So I'll make the action believable, whatever he's doing. So you can choose both the ways to play it on screen. So yeah, it was a very interesting thing to play.
Hmm. Now, I think it's very interesting because I feel like because of the sort of phase that we're in cinema, ek waqt hua karta tha where actors who would work predominantly on television would be bracketed as television actors. And I think
Mm,
actors, like myself, for example, who have emerged on OTT, that tag
mm,
of OTT has also, I think to some extent, has also now been attached to artists who are finally getting that recognition. Um, Jaideep, I would love to know actually what life was like before Paatal Lok happened. I mean, because look, at the end of the day, you're an artist, right? और आपका काम है, like you said, to make a character believable. But somewhere, I'm sure there must be a bit of a dilemma. I'm sure एक internal conflict होती है आप में, because obviously, number one, you want the world to know who you are because validation everyone wants, right? But at the same time,
of
you also
course.
want to do work that's meaningful. So
Ah,
how and was there ever a conflict, I think, within you before Paatal Lok happened that, काश लोग जान सके कि मतलब जयदीप अलावत क्या कर सकता है और किस हद तक अच्छी एक्टिंग भी कर सकता है? Was there ever that sort of a internal conflict within you?
Uh, Not like that, oh, they don't know how good I am as an actor or I know my craft. But it is this journey is way more personal than the outer world in sense that you want to do that. You want to play those characters, you want to depict that uh, art form or craft, or you want to be the part of this amazing craft called storytelling cinema. So of course you feel deprived from that I am not getting that kind of work, and people don't know that I'm able to play something nicely. But you just wait. I think I don't know what to do. You just you know work hard every single day. Try to get into the best frame of mind, best frame of thought process, and you work on your things, and you keep telling yourself that there will be time. It will come.
Hmm.
It's around the corner. So yeah, it's more of a very personal thing that you want to be the part of those stories which you have seen around, and you're seen your seniors in terms of that they get their part, they get their job, and they are amazing in that. So you want to be part of that what legacy of great actors or storytellers or whosoever it is. But sometimes it's very very disheartening. Sometimes it's very very sad, but it doesn't stay for a longer time. Because you are still working on yourself, and you feel that it will be there someday. Yeah.
Hmm. No, you're very rightly said. But I think for you, obviously waiting, I think for any actor is very difficult because number
Yeah.
one, you want to be on the job, you want to start getting your teeth sunk into a character, but at the same time, also, the monetary aspects as well are also very difficult because you need to survive and you need to make the dough. So for you, at times when let's just say you are not getting work or the roles that one desired. What was that waiting period like for you? Because it must have taken a big toll on you as well at some point.
But it's still waiting now. It hurts you sometime. You feel uh, dejected. You feel sad. You feel angry, frustrated. But it's still you. It's still you who wants to do better. He wants to be uh, part of cinema, and he wants to explore yourself as an actor. That's what I said. It and of course the money wise also that because you feel that you have to be at least that much self dependent that you cover your bills, and it is a difficult thing. But you have people around, you have family, you have friends who helps you, and uh, the best thing is that It keeps you on edge, it keeps you on toes, and it is some in some ways it gives you you know uh, motivation to get it more, get it better, you get it right. But that's part of journey. I don't think that's a big thing. You get food, you get a place to stay, you get clothes, you have money to travel. It's okay. It's okay. Don't stick to that part of life where it's too much to handle, and you feel, oh, I was struggling so much and this and that. It's okay. Everybody's struggling. Don't give yourself that much importance. That's okay.
Hmm. I think it's quite nice to see how you're always in and out of characters. I mean, look, literally, we just seen Paatal Lok, and now in your next project, Jewel Thief, you're playing a chore, I think. So it's quite wonderful, right, to see how you're always constantly like a chameleon, inside and out of characters. So I think Jewel Thief seems to be like a very engaging and a very gripping project. We saw the first look
Yeah.
recently. What would you say about that project? And I think for you I mean, as a general sort of note, when you are kind of in and out of characters, when you are balancing multiple projects, क्या फिर वो switch on switch off process ज़्यादा difficult पड़ता है जब you're doing multiple projects at a go?
No, I did not do multiple projects because Patal Lok, everybody's watching Patal Lok right now. But it's been time, After that, it was more than 1 year when I started uh, Jewel Thief, and of course, a certain kind of physicality, a certain kind of body you wanted for that character. So you achieve that, and then you go for the next one. It's not an on-off thing. You take your time, you understand the requirements of that character, and then you start doing it, and try to be in sync with the director and the script and the character, and hope that it comes out uh, in a better way. So yeah, and Jewel Thief is very high-paced roller coaster heist thing, which is going to be very interesting for the audience.
Oh, nice. And obviously working with Seth, it must have been a very, very fun experience because I know very
Yeah.
witty. He's very
Oh yeah,
witty, and
he's very witty. He's very energetic. He's very intelligent. He has read so much, very well read, and yeah, discussing subjects, films, work with him is always fun. And again, there's very, very, very happy energy around him when you be with him.
right. And one final question before we go. Jaideep, sir, you've done so many beautiful characters. There's often a mystery, and even though there's a darkness, but you really humanize it so beautifully and present it so beautifully and effortlessly on screen. I think now at this juncture of your career, where the trajectory just seems to be going up, and you're always constantly reinventing yourself, and choosing distinct projects, what would you say is the one type of role that you really would are passionate about playing and you really would love to do?
I never think like that, Anuj. Okay, this one kind of role I would do, and then I will be satisfied. No, I don't think I will be satisfied. Uh, uh, there are so many things. There are so many characters. I still believe that, like, if there's one Hathiram in season one and there is Hathiram in season two, these both these both time period of Hathiram. It's the same character, but the different time period of Hathiram are so exciting. How come one single character or one single role uh, will give me that satisfaction? Ki, oh, now I have achieved it. It will never happen. So uh, I'm just r- happy that I'm getting good scripts, good roles written very well, and I hope this journey continues as far as I want.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Jaideep sir. It's been so wonderful
Thank you,
having
Anuj.
you, and I've loved hearing your insights. And may you continue doing some very wonderful work and entertaining us as always.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaideep. Thank you.